What's good, everybody? It's Maymoney back again for another video. This time, finally, I'm able to sit down and just get this review kind of recorded for The Walking Dead Season 8. I'm doing episode 1 and 2. We're going to be just talking about both of them this time around because I wasn't able to get the episode 100 or the first episode of Season 8 reviewed, so I'm gonna just kind of combine both of them and just kind of run over it quickly with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started now. So we're gonna start with episode 1 entitled Mercy, which was the 100th episode for The Walking Dead, which is really exciting. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was cool. I liked the second episode a little better, but I really liked this one too, just because of all the like homage that they paid to like the episodes before and seasons before. So we got like the Carl and the gas tank scene where it's reminiscent of when Rick was first just getting used to the apocalypse before he had even met Morgan. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And when he was like looking under the car with the gas tank and the hat and everything. And then we had the part where Carol was looking at the spray painted flower on the freeway. That was kind of cool. Negan's countdown when Rick kind of was like, "Are you gonna make me count?" Stuff like that I think was really cool to kind of see, because they just kind of kept doing these little flashback kind of things for them. I don't know why the lighting keeps doing that, but oh well, we'll fix that later. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. It's just really nice to see them fighting back and getting serious about stopping Negan and his reign over them and his oppression. So that was cool. It started off with Rick's kind of like flashing back. We had like three kind of like, we had present day Rick, we had this red-eyed crying Rick, and then we had this like future old man Rick. And like that was a little confusing for me because I'm not exactly sure where they're going with that, or if that's gonna play into anything later. With the red-eyed Rick, like what's he crying about? When did this happen? What's going on in this? Just the jumping around of time, I think, confused a lot of people. And then we had the flash forward sequence with Old Man Rick, which was like, my question is, was that real, or was that like a fantasy kind of land for him, or what's going on? And like, if it wasn't real and he's just trying to imagine like what things will be like after this whole war and everything, then why does he have a cane? Like, do you want like a cane and a limp, or like what's going on with that? If I were trying to imagine tomorrow, I wouldn't imagine myself with a limp and a cane. And I thought it was kind of confusing because Michonne definitely didn't look like she aged like a day. So I'm not sure exactly how that was working out, but I guess we'll figure it out. We'll see. Yeah, so that part was a little jarring for me, but other than that, I still liked it. But we have Carl's encounter with this man who just like was trying to find food or whatever, and Rick ends up like scaring him off and stuff. And I'm just kind of wondering if that's gonna come back later, if we're gonna find anything more about that later on. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just put that in there if it wasn't gonna come back later. So we'll see what's up with that new character. He might be on our side, or what. Is he a savior, or is he just like kind of like a hungry stray man, or is he running away from the saviors? You never know. So I guess we'll find that out later. That was kind of interesting because I mean, they just did a lot of like setting up for how the season's gonna go, and I think there's a lot of like things that are going to be addressed like way down the line in the season. So I guess we're just gonna have to find out. They just definitely set up a lot of questions to be asked. So we got the whole showdown. This is like my favorite part, when they pull up to the scene with all the makeshift armored vehicles and all that stuff, and I'm just like, okay, they're ready to do this. And Rick knocks on his door on the door in his own way by shooting bullets into the air, telling them that, come on out. It's time to speak. It's time to talk. And I like how Rick's like, yo, only one person has to die, which is you, Negan. Everybody else, like, do you want to fight? Do you want to go to a war? And there was one savior that was like, wait, can we talk about this? Because I'm not trying to get shot up, And like Eugene is trying to like reason with Rick, and Rick's like, yo, just shut the fuck up. I know who you are. And the one thing that I loved about this is like, Eugene, they gonna kill your ass. You on the wrong side. Sorry, but like if you choose to be on that side, then you choosing to get shot up too, just like the rest of them. So, oh well, like I'm sorry, but there's nothing really you could say. You betrayed them, at least so far as we know. He's on the side of the savior, so you on the side of getting shot. I mean, they were gonna blow his ass up in the last episode, like, oh well. So then we have Negan, who tries to like use Gregory as leverage, which just had me laughing. I'm like, ain't nobody listening to Gregory. Clearly Jesus was like, we're on the side of Maggie, we're not leaving. And I think that Negan really thought that was gonna work, and that Gregory was their leader, but nah, that's not really how it is. So, I guess that didn't work out in his favor, and he seemed pretty upset by the end of the, that whole confrontation, because Rick was like, yo, are you gonna make me count? And this was my favorite part. He doesn't even get to barely to 7, and he just starts shooting, and I loved it, because it just was like, Rick. Savage Rick is back. He's ready to start popping off, and I loved it. And then everybody else starts shooting. And but the one part that kind of confused me was the whole like window shooting thing. I'm not sure if that's like a tactic that they're using, because it doesn't seem like they were going in just to kill Negan like instantly. I think what they were doing was somehow attacking the sanctuary and then splitting up maybe in the next episode, because we see that they all kind of split up, and I think that this is like right after everything that happened at the sanctuary. Like in the next episode is like literally right after when they all split up and go to the outpost. So we'll get to that part later, but that was kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly what the window shooting was about, but I think it was a tactic of theirs that they're going to use, and they're definitely using the dead to kind of come in and fuck shit up for them without maybe pin them down in a way, or I'm not exactly sure what that was about. But then we also have the part where Negan, he got trapped up in there, and it looked like he got shot in the leg. Did anybody see that, or was it just me? It seemed like he was limping for a second there, but then he seemed fine when he was in the trailer with Gabriel, so I'm not sure what I was looking at there. And then we have Gabriel, which just pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck you doing, Gabriel? Don't save fucking Gregory's ass. Unfortunately, he did, and now he's trapped with Negan, so I guess we'll see where that leads maybe tonight in this episode, episode 3. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and move on to episode 2, which was entitled The Damned. So this episode overall was extremely action-packed. Like, this one was just nothing but like an hour-long gunfight, in my opinion. There wasn't any very much dialogue going on. There was just a lot of fighting and shooting and action, so that was cool. I'm always down for that. Suspenseful. Their military tactics were just awesome. Like, they were like really, really tight-knit in their plan, so I thought that was really cool, which they have to be if they're gonna be fighting this entity, which is the Saviors. They have to be smarter than them. Like, the Saviors, yeah, they have numbers, but they don't have the kind of people. They don't have those tactical kind of people on their side, I don't think. So I liked that. And it seemed just like what this episode was about was them all splitting up and just taking down outposts so that they can't, bring in reinforcements later. That's kind of what it seemed like to me. But I'm not sure exactly. I think we're still kind of developing the plan. They're still kind of unraveling their plan to the audience. So that's cool. So we have Carol and Ezekiel's team, which basically they're just trying to track down this savior that kind of got away with the flashbang grenade. Before, like, he can tell and bring reinforcements and kind of tell him what's going on. They hunted his ass down, but I like the little conversation between Carol and Ezekiel where she was saying, like, why are you so positive? Why are you, smiling? And he's like, because I have to, I don't have time to be doubting anybody and doubting the team. Like, if things go wrong, and then they go wrong, but, like, I think his mentality is like the way that you think is kind of like the way things kind of happen. So if you doubt, yourself, then usually you'll fail. So that's just kind of like, and he's like the leader of his people, and he can't just be sulking around. Otherwise, ain't nobody gonna follow him. So that makes sense. And I just kind of like Carol and Ezekiel's kind of like dynamic in the show right now. So I think we're gonna see more and more of that later on down the line. But right now, it's just kind of like whatever. But in the trailer for next episode, it doesn't look too good for the Ezekiel Carol team. I think they might get heamed up a little bit, and a couple people are probably going to die in that group, but hopefully not anybody that we really care about. And then we have the Sanctuary. We have the Aaron's team. I thought they were at the Sanctuary, but I don't think so. No, I don't know exactly where they are, but they're at another outpost. Huge gunfight. They just come in just shooting, just trying to kill as many people as they can. I don't know if they're trying to get inside or what. I'm not sure what their plan exactly was. It didn't seem like they were really trying to move in anywhere or get anything. So I'm not sure about that. But I think they were, from what I heard, I think they're distracting, the people in the front, and then so that Rick and them can come in through the back. I think. I'm not sure, because it seemed like Rick and them, they were like at the same outpost, but I'm not quite sure. That's where like the jumping around kind of confused me just a little bit about where every team was. The only team that I knew where they were was the satellite outpost team, because we have seen them take that outpost down before in last season, or was that 2 seasons ago? Damn, that was 2 seasons ago. All right. But yeah, Eric got shot. There were a couple casualties definitely on Aaron's team, so we'll see how that plays out. I don't know if he's dead. Y'all think he's dead? We'll see. Then we have the Tara Jesus Morgan team, where pretty interesting combination. Like, I thought Morgan would maybe try to be on with Rick and Daryl. I think that would have been pretty cool, but I guess not. And they're going into the satellite outpost again, just taking that shit down again. So I don't know. We'll see how Negan's feeling about this outpost, because it seems easily infiltrated to me. And it's kind of like the same way that happened when, what was it? Not Tomorrow Yet? Like, I like how when Morgan, after his whole clear thing, and he opens up that same door that they opened up in that episode, and like the light kind of comes in and all that. It's like, because that outpost is like really dark. It seems like it could be nighttime, in there. But anyway, I just like that whole shot and that whole idea, because it was reminiscent of that episode. But Jesus kind of confused me in this episode, because it seemed like at first he would have no problem shooting people, and then all of a sudden this crazy guy comes and switches up on him, holds him hostage, and he still won't kill him. So I don't understand. It just seemed like out of character for me. I thought that Jesus, he don't want to kill everybody. I get that, but I mean, it never seemed like he was so conflicted with killing before, and it just kind of happened out of nowhere. Because I mean, in the same episode, he popped like 2 people, and now he's trying to save this one guy that like literally could have killed him and ended him right then and there. So I don't understand what that was about. Maybe we'll see, but they're taking hostages, and I mean, that's cool, because I know that Rick was like, yo, like, not everybody has to die, yada yada yada. But that just seemed a little confusing to me as to why he was trying to spare that guy, that at least that guy. I don't know, maybe we'll see. I guess it don't matter that much. But yeah, and then Morgan, who is just so conflicted. Like, he really just can't seem to find, like, a balance with his mentality and everything. Like, yeah, not, you don't have to kill everybody, but at the same time, you don't have to save everybody either. So I think, I mean, like, Tara, Jesus, and Morgan, I guess that's, like, like, Tara's, like, well, I don't know. I guess there's just a lot of conflict between ideals in this certain group. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out with the hostages that they're taking. And it's like, I get why Morgan wanted to kill that one savior that killed Benjamin. I mean, I would have just popped his ass out in mid-sentence while Jesus was like, no, don't do it. I would have killed him. I'd been like, yo, you don't know what happened between us and this guy. Sorry, he had to go. You can take all these other hostages, but this guy here, he's done. Because, I mean, he's been fucking around with him for a while. So if I were Morgan, I would have popped his ass for sure. And, yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. I'm not sure. And then we also have the Rick and Daryl group. So they're looking for the armory. So I guess that the saviors can't, strap up and fight back against them. And they can take the weapons and use them themselves or whatever. But it didn't seem like Rick was having much luck finding any guns, or Daryl maybe Daryl will find them, but Rick wasn't having any luck. It didn't seem so. I'm like, is Dwight's information like false, or did they already take the weapons? Do they already have them, or what's up with that? Daryl sees another cell, which is another like kind of flashback towards when he was in the cell taken captive, which I know wasn't probably easy for him to see. And then we have Rick in this fight with this man who, at first, I thought he was just an evil bad guy, but then it turns out he was trying to, like, protect his kid, which makes Rick, after killing him, feel very guilty. You could really see the conflict with that. And the one thing is, like, was Rick planning on maybe finding all the guns and finishing out his mission or whatever, and then coming back and getting the baby? Because it doesn't seem like Rick would just leave the baby there just to die. So I think he was planning on probably going back for it. But we'll see, I guess, about that. And then out pops frickin' Morales from frickin' season 1, which had me completely shocked. So apparently he's a savior now. He's holding Rick up, and I'm just interested to see, like, well, first of all, what happened to his family? Are they alive still, or anybody in his family still alive? Or are they all dead? How did he end up with the saviors? Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Is he going to, like, really just be a bad guy now? Or is he going to be on the side of Rick? I think that's just super interesting. I like how in this season they're kind of just bringing back old shit and, like, paying homage to, like, previous episodes and stuff. So, yeah. And how will that problem resolve? Because he seems to have Rick kind of pinned down in the moment. So how will that resolve? Like, I know he's not going to die in this episode, but we have to see, like, kind of what happens and how that gets interrupted. So I'm excited for tonight to see how that happens. Anyway, questions? Few. Is the child in the flash forward the baby and not Judith? That's, like, one of the things that's kind of going around right now, and that's pretty interesting because of the bunny or whatever, or maybe they're friends or whatever. We'll have to see. I'm pretty interested in that. Well, I know that, like, Judith's hair, her hair is, like, more curly, so, and I don't think her hair would just, like, grow out straight like that, like, straighten in that way. But, I don't think they really pay that much attention to casting in that way as well, so we'll see. How will Rick get out of the trouble, and how will the Kingdom team kind of get out of trouble, because it seems like they're going to be having a more difficult time this episode. So anyway, I really don't have any predictions or questions. We're a couple more hours, we're going to see what's going on. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be doing these a little bit more often once I get everything back right in my personal life. I will see you guys tonight for Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 3, entitled Monster. Can't wait. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. I really love talking to you guys about everything that happened. So yeah, I'll see you then. Peace.